Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, ExpressRoofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank, CSEP, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble Agent, Luxury Pet Services, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, May Marketing, KYmedia.net, Real Life Community Church, Time Warner Cable, and Madison County Schools.
Welcome to the Coach John Clark Show.
Hi, I'm Samantha Burford with Madison County School Sports Television. We want you to watch the head coach John Clark Show of Madison Southern Eagles.
If you want to learn about these guys, tune in to Madison County School Sports Television. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Coach John Clark Show. We're here at Cumberland Valley National Bank, and I have to say I'm with Coach John Clark, and we're very happy that he's here to join us today. You guys came, and it was a tough loss.
Yeah.
You showed up. They were so energetic at the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they were motivated.
I think part of the problem was we kind of come in a little too
energetic?
Too high strung. Yeah, we weren't. There's a little thing called the ball that we weren't really focused on.
Yeah. Well, you lost 28-14.
Yep.
Tough cross-town rival, I should say, cross-county rival. They played Madison Central. Of course, Madison Central won. Going in, I know you thought, as every coach does, our team is well prepared for this.
Yeah, and well, going back and watching the game too and everything, we were. We executed our game plan well when we didn't turn the ball over. We turned over 3 times in the first quarter. We actually turned over 3 consecutive plays. We started off the game with an 8-play drive, fumbled play 8. They scored. We gave it to them on our side of the field. They scored.
Yes.
We get the ball back, fumble the next play.
What do you attribute this to?
What do
you think?
I mean, it's a lack of focus. Anytime you fumble the football, it's focus. I'm not focused on the ball. I'm focused on other things.
So what do you think?
Maybe
Why?
the atmosphere, the moment. If a moment gets too big for a kid, that stuff happens.
Well, I was over there videotaping, and I was on the central side because I was trying to videotape across to get to your fans and your team. And, they were saying, calm down. They were central team, and the players and coaches were saying, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, and I looking back on it, I think we were a little too geeked up.
So were you telling you were trying to keep your players?
Well, we talked to our players about it before the games anyway. Like we make them identify. Like I talk to them about it all the time. Know what kind of player you are. Are you a player who can feed off the emotion at the beginning of the game and you play better with it?
Yeah.
Or are you a player who, if you get too emotional, you can't focus? We do that early in the year, and I make them. It's the be honest game. What kind of player are you? We make them all identify what you are. Mm-hmm. And then from that point on, you have to be at your right level going in the game. So if you can feed off the fans during warm-ups, if you can feed off of it coming out, and you're good at that, let it go. Let it hang out.
Yes.
If you can be honest with yourself and know that's not good for me, you have to block those things out. You have to stay level. So
we have to remember, they're 17,
kids. Yeah, we've been talking about that for years.
They're...
I think it's part of it was these guys, it's a rivalry. They really wanted to win the game, and they knew we had a chance, and they felt good about it coming in. And I think they were a little too, not overconfident, I think they were a little too excited about what could happen.
Yes. Well, they snapped your 3-game winning streak, which is tough. It's not the way that you want to end this season going into the playoffs.
Yeah, this is a new season for us. It doesn't
so now
even
you start
matter.
the next round. That's got to be exciting.
Yeah, it is.
So what have you done to change up the atmosphere this week to get them prepared for your playoffs?
That's a good question. I think coming into a new
They're
season.
all good questions.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
Coming in. That's good.
Trying to lighten it up.
That's okay. I can always bank on you giving us some good questions, can I?
We're in some heavy stuff.
Coming into a new time, you do have to kind of change some things a little bit. One thing I did this week was I put up a board in the hallway, a big what do you call an old push pin board, like a 15-foot long one.
Okay.
And
big.
On it, put up 2016 Road to the Championship and put the brackets and know your opponent and all the statistics of their opponent and everything. Like, it's just something they walk by every day that I'm putting new stuff on the board for them to look at and say, it's a different feel. This is playoffs now. There's something different. This must be really important. And this is an emphasis. We need to realize You see the brackets there. You see that 16 teams will move on.
Yes.
Half of 5A is done after
if you want
Friday
that to
night.
be you,
That's exactly right.
you have to reshape, remold from this
That's
past
exactly
week.
right. So
going in, it's always important to me, and I think the parents and especially your players, what is your word of the week this week?
word of the week this week is reliable. We've got to be reliable. I've got to hang on to the football when my team needs me to hang on to the football. I've got to show up for meetings on time.
Are they not?
No, they are. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Like,
it's part of it.
Everything.
Overall.
Like all the little details. I've got to be reliable. It's not about me. It's about being reliable to others. And one of the things we really talked about is how people will disappoint you in your lifetime. You're going to have friends that you're going to think you can count on that you can't. And we've all been there. Every one of us family members that you think you can be reliable on that you can't. And friends, So the thing we're really focusing on and talking about reliability is it's not about what people are towards you. It's how you have total control of how reliable you are to others. And so instead of making it about so-and-so is not something or is something, it's laying your head on your pillow at night knowing I am the friend I am going to say I'm going to be. I am the boyfriend I say I'm going to be. I am the teammate that I say I'm going to be. That's exactly right.
Would you think it would make a difference playing Central at the beginning of your season or the end of the season? Would it matter?
It's going to make a difference. Yeah, there's no question.
Would you have played them differently at the beginning of the season?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't look back and say where we were, where they were. I know they're playing better football now than they were at the beginning of the year.
Yes,
There's no
they are.
question. And Coach Sanders,
they keep getting better.
I'm not going to speak for him, but I think he'd tell you the same thing. The way they practice, the way they've progressed, absolutely. I think, potentially one of our better games we've played all year was a little earlier in the year for us. I think Bourbon, we played a very sound, solid football game.
Yes.
But I mean, here's the deal: when you're dealing with kids, you're dealing with teenage boys. It can be like this. You want it to be like this as a coach. It tends to be
sometimes
like
it's not.
that, and you just hope it's not like this. That's exactly right. And we came into this game. I think we both were playing well.
Yes. Yes.
You take
Which
away
is
our
why
turnovers.
there was so much talk about this game because both teams had a nice, solid record.
And if you take away our turnovers, that's an awful close football game. Yeah. I mean, I told our boys we had three big fumble turnovers and then dropped a touchdown pass. That to me is 4 turnovers, and then we didn't convert on a 4th and 2 in the first quarter as well. That to me is 5 turnovers. You take away those 5 turnovers. I mean, I don't know. The New York Giants isn't going to beat Central with 5 turnovers. I mean, that's a lot of turnovers. So to still have had chances to win the game and been in a position to do what we're doing showed me that the game plan was working. The execution was there.
And they never quit.
The execution was there when we were hanging on to the ball, too. I thought our defense played outstanding. We limited them. They've been a very explosive offense.
Yes. Quick.
We held them significantly under the yards. We didn't give up a big play the whole game. And that was the goal, was to not give up the big play, keep everything in front of us, and we really shut that down. And our focus was we wanted to stop the run but not give up the big play. And I think we did a good job of doing that. They when they're inside your red zone 3 times because of you putting the ball in their hands, you're in trouble.
Yes. How do you think Stacy handled it?
Good. I mean, Landon's a pretty level kid. He's never too much here. He doesn't get down there. He's pretty here, which is great. Good. I mean, if you were to talk to Landon, I imagine Landon would sit there and say, "We can't turn the ball over."
Yeah.
But he's not the kind of kid. He's not the kind of kid that's going to sit there and beat himself up over it.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it's not important to him. It's very important to him.
Right.
He's not going to dwell on it. He's going to focus on those things moving forward, so.
Did you do anything differently based on knowing you're moving into the playoffs to try to keep them from getting injured or anything?
Last year in practice we didn't wear pads once. So going into the Central game, we didn't wear pads all week.
Okay.
That's not typically the case. We were in helmets all week long. I wanted them fresh. I wanted their legs fresh. And, a lot of coaches, how are you going to do that and get good work? Well, by now, we should be doing the right things. It was just cleaning up the assignments of who to go to and to getting to identify their stuff and what we're going to do. The thing that concerns a coach typically is if you don't hit all week, will you be physical on Friday? And I don't worry about that going into a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I don't worry we're going to go into a Central
First
game
down
and
and
not
more.
hit 'em as
There
hard
it
as
is.
we can.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't need to bang pads all week.
And
to
get
play
Carter
physical
Smith
against
finally
that
gets on the
Indians.
board.
That's exactly right. So we didn't practice in pads all week last week, and I think it was a good
And
decision.
just like we said, Carter Smith, you might stop him
you got
20
a tough
times. That
opponent
21st,
this
he's gonna
weekend.
break it.
We
He
really
broke
do.
one there.
We're a 1 seed playing a 4, but a lot of people won't know that this isn't really truly a 4 seed. Okay, it's by far the best 4 seed in the state of Kentucky.
Yes.
They were in a 3-way tiebreaker in their division with Bullitt, Central, and North Bullitt.
Okay.
So
And
Bullitt
you're
East,
playing Bullitt
we're playing
East.
Bullitt East. Bullitt East, Bullitt Central, and North Bullitt were in a 3-way tie. Okay, they're 3-2 in their district. They have a winning record in their district, and they're the 4 seed. Mm-hmm. All right, they've won. They've actually, if you look at it, they've won 4 of their last 6 games. Now, what hurt them is they beat Shelby County. Shelby's a 9-1 football team right now.
Yes.
Shelby should be 8-2.
Yes.
They beat them, and they had to forfeit the game because they played a kicker who did not have her acclimation practices in. Female kicker, she's very good. She did not have her acclimation practices in, and she kicked in the game. She only had 5 practices and didn't have her 6 in per KHSA rules. So they had to forfeit the game that they won 56. It was
I did not know this.
56
Okay.
to 31 was that game. Then they turned around and beat North Bullitt, who is the 2 seed. So they are more of a 2 seed, actually.
Okay.
But because of the way their schedule has happened in that 4-foot, they're the 4. This is not a 4 seed football team. They have the leading rusher in 5A.
Right.
He's the 4th overall leading rusher in the state of Kentucky. He's very talented. Their quarterback can absolutely sling the football. He's throwing from the opposite hash. He's throwing out routes across the field. He's got a very strong arm, and he's a good runner. They've got a receiver who's got over 35 catches on the year. This is a talented team. When you pull in that 1 seed spot, you don't envision playing Bullitt East as a 4.
Yes.
So,
but you got to be happy it's at home.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
there is not a bit ounce of any of us that are taking this team lightly.
Right.
This is a dangerous football team with a very explosive offense.
Yes.
They're averaging 38 points a game on the year.
So
They're a
it's-
4 seed averaging 38 points a game. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's more than we're averaging a game.
Yes.
I mean, that's good. So
Yes.
we're going to have to play well Friday
Yes.
night, no question.
And you're going to have to stop their offense.
There's
And
no question.
More importantly, you're going to have to hold on to the ball.
We got to hold on to the ball. Absolutely, we have to hold
Yeah.
on to the ball.
Yeah.
So this will be a good first round test. There's no doubt about it. There's no give me in this game
Right.
by any means.
So this week, you're practicing with pads, I would assume.
Yep.
like
We
you
had
did
pads
last
on.
week.
Monday was our typical Monday, and helmets and install and clean up technique, and then condition, and then Tuesday we were in pads yesterday. We'll be in pads again today. Absolutely, we're fresh. Nathan Pruitt is coming back off an injury.
Yes.
We hadn't talked about him in a while. Nathan
Yeah.
Pruitt will be back with us Friday. I
Okay,
don't know
good.
how limited his role will be. It kind of depends on how everything goes. He hadn't played in a while, but very excited to get him back healthy.
Yes.
David Williams is still a question mark.
Okay.
He's progressing well. Not quite sure if he'll be ready to go or not Friday, but we'll see moving forward.
Right.
And then Tyson Isaacs, who was playing center for us as a sophomore, was out against Central. We had to move Big Trey Livingood down to center. Tyson's coming back off of his injury, and so we're getting some guys healthy. That 3 main guys that have been out.
Yes. Has there been any players, offensive or defense, that have stepped up to the cause that you weren't expecting to at the beginning of the season that have really created a new role for them? Physically, mentally?
Yeah, a guy that's played really well for us that we didn't even really know what he could do was Evan Campbell. Evan Campbell plays outside linebacker for us and plays some running back. Evan moved in this winter, hadn't played football in a couple years. We saw a great athlete. We didn't really know. I think he's got 2 interceptions for 2 touchdowns this year. He's just been a great player and has gotten better and better as the year's gone on. We thought he could be good, but we didn't know how quick he'd take to the football because he's a great athlete. Another one that we just talked about is Nathan Pruitt. Nathan Pruitt, coming into this season, had played very limited varsity, and he was just doing this up until his injury, playing tackle. Absolutely progressing well. We were very, very impressed with how he was developing. And Nick Reed has played varsity last year. He played more offense at guard. Nick Reed has been just a powerhouse for us on our D-line this year. We've limited his role on offense, and he's done an amazing job. Watching him grow as a player has been pretty awesome.
Yes. I saw down on the field you had 8 to 10 players, past players that had come home.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty
Saw
impressive.
Some familiar faces, didn't you?
I did. They were
love
all
that.
like, "Hey, Mrs. Burford." You know.
I love that. I love it when they show up.
Yes.
It just reiterates to our guys how important it is. It's a big game, and we like them. One of the things I always said is I like them being there with us. If you've played for us and you come back, you're welcome to be down there with us.
Yeah, and they were. They showed up.
Because, this team right now is standing on the foundation of what those guys built. Mm-hmm. The new weight room, the nice jerseys, the cool logos, the
new helmets.
Like all that stuff wasn't there before. Those guys built that. And I think it's important for these younger guys that come into a winning program to be around the guys that it wasn't a winner when they walked in. They stayed the course. They stuck to the task.
Shouldn't say they started it, but they really implemented a new mindset.
They did. They stuck
Southern
to the task
football.
and they changed it. They built what is the now tradition.
Right.
So we love it as a staff when they come to games. Absolutely.
All right. Tell your fans. Tell me, if you win Friday night, then what happens?
If we win Friday night, we have home playoff advantage up until the region.
Okay.
Okay. So if we win Friday night, we would be at home again next week. We play the winner of North Bullitt, Montgomery County. Montgomery had a nice win last week over North Laurel.
Yes.
They are playing better football right now. North Bullitt, I've watched them play. A lot of good athletes. It's an option-based football team with some good athletes on.
Right.
So they lost to South Oldham, who won that district by 1 point.
Yes. So who should we root for?
Us.
Well, no.
Just continue to root for
Gonna
us.
root for you. The other two teams. So we should root for
I
Montgomery
would
County.
root for Montgomery just because
That's
they're
what
from
I'm
our
saying.
district.
You're so funny.
They're
We're
from
gonna
our
root for
district.
you.
But then the other game, the regional championship would be at our place this year, and then
That would be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be
We've got to
really-
get there.
You do.
I mean, it starts with a very deceptive 4 seed. I mean, everybody looks at a 4 seed and goes, 4s don't beat 1s. Well, if you're not playing a 4, that's, it's funny. They have to forfeit that game.
Yes, makes their record.
But it actually, them forfeiting that game gives Shelby a win, but it kind of hurts the 1 seed in the playoffs because you're playing what I feel is probably the 2 seed in their district.
I gotta give them kudos too. It's pretty cool to have a female kicker.
She's really good. She was their best soccer player, very much like a Chesney
Like what happened
situation.
last year for you.
They had another kicker that got injured. They brought her over from the soccer field, and she's got a leg. She can boom it.
Yeah.
She recovered an onside kick on a kickoff in that game too against Shelby.
She's going to be fun to watch.
She's a pretty good player. She really is. She's impressive to kicks the ball. Running back runs hard. As a staff, we always kind of think about the players we're playing, who they remind us of. He reminds me of a combination of Buddy Harrison and Aaron Sipple. Mm-hmm. He's kind of built like Aaron Sipple, runs as hard as Buddy ran. Mm-hmm. He's just a downhill, hard-nosed runner. Mm-hmm. So they've got a good team. They're big up front. I mean, this is going to be. We're going to have to win the game Friday. They ain't going to hand us a game. There's no question.
Now, of course, kickers don't typically get tackled or anything like that, but will you tell your team, with her being a female, what will you say to them? You still go full speed.
No, we're no different than anybody. I mean, just like we told Chesney, you're a live player on the field. If the ball's free, you got to play football.
Yeah, go get it.
Yeah, so...
don't treat her
I
any
haven't even
different.
talked to my team about them having a female player. Because to us, it's not a big deal because we had a kicker last year.
Right.
So to us, it's not even a point of subject.
Okay.
We haven't even discussed it.
Okay. What else before we end your interview?
It's all just really want Berea to come out and support us
Yes.
this week. This team has a chance to make a run. It's a good football team, and
You have fantastic fans. They show up.
The fans have been awesome. And the atmosphere Friday night was great.
Yeah.
We got to do our part in giving us the best chance to win.
That's right.
We've got to hang on to the football. If we eliminate turnovers and penalties, I feel really good about this team in the playoffs this year. I really do. And this is a fun team to watch. They play hard.
They do.
And people that come to games will see they play hard. And there's wow things that happen all over the field. Carter dives for an interception that's questionable.
You got to keep him
Nate
healthy
Eads
this
had
week.
a pick that he didn't get. Those two count. That's 2 picks against the guy that hadn't thrown an interception in 4 weeks.
Yes.
We did some good things there. So Nate's, I really feel like after watching the film, I know Nate's was an interception. So this is an exciting defense to watch. So you've got Friday night. You've got the top rusher in 5A coming into one of the top 2 rushing defenses in 5A. Something's got to give Friday night.
That's right. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
And we'll be there.
It'll be fun.
All right. Coach, as always, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, guys.
I know this is a very important week for you guys.
It is.
So we appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
And I appreciate the show. I'm glad we do this. I think this gives everybody a chance to get some insight into our program.
Yeah, because they want to know.
Yeah, it's
You have
awesome.
fans, lots of fans.
I think it's a good thing.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
And thank you for watching.
Thanks to our great sponsors, Jack Burford Chevrolet, ExpressRoofing.net, Cumberland Valley National Bank, CSEP, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goble Agent, Luxury Pet Services, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, May Marketing, KYmedia.net, Real Life Community Church, Time Warner Cable, and Madison County Schools.